Hi everyone. So today we're going to discuss about the non-financial motivation, non-financial reward that can organization can provide. So in order to revise in the lesson, first of all, we talk about the financial methods of motivation. Financial method of motivation. We talk about the different payment systems like time rate method, piece rate method, commission method, bonus method, performance related pay. Like that, we talk about the financial methods of motivation, and also we talk about as a normally separate topic. It's like a because you can see here also we are giving it's like a separate like a heading, like separation is there like all fringe benefits. So fringe benefit you have to keep in mind. Fringe benefit is not completely financial or not completely non-financial. It's a hybrid model. Some fringe benefits are financial, some fringe benefits are non-financial. Therefore, don't confuse with the fringe benefits. Some people are there, some students actually they are thinking fringe benefits are all non-financial. Here's the definition also, these are perks. Perks over and above the normal wage or salary. So it can be a financial fringe benefit or an unfinancial. Look at the examples. Free counseling service. This is a non-financial benefit you are getting. For example, subsidized meal. Subsidized meal. You can see they are getting like a lunch or something. It's a non-financial gain, right? But you can see the here uniforms. Companies, let's say, if you give some kind of like a gym membership or something. So as a result, this kind of things you can say non-financial thing. But like they said, use a company facilities such as gym. So company gym facility are using. So it's not monetary benefit is there. So we actually raised this question from the main examiner, main the subject coordinator of the Excel, and also we find out that the main reason behind the classification of the fringe benefit as a financial and non-financial is whether the fringe benefit is taxable or not. So you can see using gym facility is not a taxable benefit, right? A free counseling service is not a taxable benefit. But if you're using, for example, let's say, in addition to your salary, for example, if you are getting some kind of, let's say, traveling allowance, company car, or let's say a company car, they are giving some kind of fuel allowance, or company giving free or subsidized accommodation. For example, company giving some housing allowance for you in addition to salary, housing allowance, traveling allowance, or let's say giving medical allowance, something like you hospitalized, the company pays the hospital bill. So these are taxable things because in addition to your salary, they are adding to your salary and then you have to pay taxes for that. That is a financial fringe benefits. So, but other things you can see if you given like a free of charge and it is not go to their pay sheet, for example, free accommodation, discounts or sometimes let's say a company product, subsidized meals, free counseling, company gym facility, right? These kind of benefits we call non-financial fringe benefits. Therefore, don't make any confusion with this classification. Fringe benefit is not permanently is a financial or neither non-financial. It's a both like a hybrid method of motivation method. So therefore, we talk about mainly there are clear boundaries between the financial and non-financial benefits. On the financial, we talk about bonus payment, commission payment, piece rate system, time rate system, performance related pay, and non-financial methods we are going to talk now. There are main important non-financial motivation methods are there. And before we go to non-financial motivation, we'll find out what are the main reasons why business use non-financial resources. Because when you're doing motivational thing, a lot of organizations, they actually, the 90% of the business organization, they use a financial reward because according to FW Taylor also, the people are motivated by money. So it's the main thing. So majority of the organization understood as this motivation means something extra pay, a monetary motivation. No, there are some other reasons also why employees wanted to have non-financial motivation. These are the reasons. Some employees, some people are not motivated by money. They need some kind of a, you can say responsibility, kind of a recognition, kind of a extra motivation, like status or something from the job. Not only the money. Money is important, but some people are not motivated by money. Secondly, some workers attach more importance to non-financial rewards. Some workers attach more importance they are giving for the non-financial rewards than as a financial reward. For example, like company gym facility, a company annual picnic, a company get together or something. Some people are enjoy a lot. than the salary sometimes, because they are giving that like a experience of like a staff get together or something like a fun event. If we have more experience and more companionship, they can improve. They can engage with the other people, and then they can actually have more time for the recreation activities, because it's a kind of a change from the tedious working habitual working life. So they can actually having kind of like a separate, it's an extra day for actually for a change to work life balance. So a lot of people are there. They motivated by non-financial things than financial things, because at the end, life is not all about money. So life is all about the happiness you can create from so many things, and except money. But if you have cash, you can earn so much of things. But basically, life is not all about the money. That's why some people, some workers attach more import for the non-financial rewards. Third one, since more and more people work on teams, individual financial rewards are less appropriate, because teamwork is there out of organization. For FW Taylor's thing, concept division of labor, specialization concepts are using in a lot of organizations right now. You can see as a result of this, uh, most of the individuals, they actually individual financial rewards are less appropriate or less important right now, because if you're giving targeting one person and giving that best person of the team, other team members might definitely they're going to be demotivated, because there is a teamwork at the end, and the company only paid for one worker or two workers, and as a result of that, you can see other individual this individual method always discouraged because of that, because it's make kind of like a uh, jealousy about among each other, and kind of a contemplation, can see like a temptation to actually to earn that bonus by everyone. So they're working hard, but at the end, if one person only get that increment or a bonus or that facility, the other people might get jealousy, uh, containment. As a result of that, you can see organizations sometimes inefficiencies, and other employee motivation will go down as a result of that. Therefore, it's better to give to everyone group bonus scheme, group increment systems, group financial motivation thing is very important for organization to have. So because individual financial rewards are less appropriate in that case. And finally, another one more reason why non-financial reasons, non-financial rewards, and non-financial motivation is important is some of the motivational theories, such as the theory of Maslow, Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. If you remember that, the layers of the hierarchy: physiological need, safety needs, social needs, self-esteem, and self-actualization. And also the Herzberg two-factor theory, Frederick Herzberg two-factor things, the motivators and the hygiene factors suggest that non-financial rewards are a valuable means of motivation and growth. For example, according to the Maslow, financial more than the financial, non-financial people will get in the hierarchy top level of the needs. For example, self-actualization, self-esteem needs, social needs are in the top. Basically, that's why the not the financial, also everything non-financial, like love and affection and the friends at work, love and belonging, like the organization, that self-actualization, esteem needs, also everything come up with the non-financial thing. And also Herzberg motivator factor, we talk about the art track factors, achievement, recognition, the work itself interesting, né? Responsibility, advancement, growth, everything coming under non-financial thing. In the Herzberg motivator factor, and the Herzberg is the only person who actually classified the salary as a hygiene factor. Salary is not a motivator. Salary is a hygiene factor. Hygiene factor means it's the compulsory factor that you should provide for the organization in order to satisfy, in order to keep the workers in business. Otherwise, people will leave. Therefore, these theories, also modern theories, right? Everything they're giving more priority for the non-financial motivation. Not only Maslow, Herzberg, even the other theories you might learn that in future. So like Elton Mayo, human relation theory. So they are also same. They are actually giving more priority for the non-financial thing, right? Very few theories on it, such as FW Taylor. Taylorism only they promote the monetarism. Mainly the money is the key factor for motivation. All other theories, yeah, about the human relations, about the non-financial methods of motivation, they are giving more priority for the motivating workers. Therefore, financial also important, which is a lot of people engaging and they're enjoying a lot the money, that the extra money they are getting, And same time, non-financial rewards also really important. Non-financial motivation also we're talking about. Okay. In our syllabus, you can see the main non-financial method they are introducing is a job rotation, job enrichment, and job enlargement and autonomy. So we'll find out one by one what is this meaning, the meaning job rotation, job enrichment, job enlargement, and the autonomy. You see these factors, you can see autonomy factors and everything. Like what is autonomy, what is job enrichment, what is job enlargement. If you go through the job rotation factor, you can see job rotation, sometimes we call the changing the careers in between the inside the organization. You can actually change your roles time to time. For example, if you take the very common example that you take is a bank, inside the bank. Job rotation will be the worker, for example, first 1 week he work in the teller, like the cash deposits, cash payments, and the withdrawal section in the teller section. And next week he's working on the credit card division. And next week he might be shifted to a loan section. And next week it might be shifted to the foreign currency section, exchange. And another week might be even going to the normal like a back office, like a correspondence matters, letter and typing and all the back office works. So you can see the organization when they are moving like that, so they can workers will get the 100% like A to Z knowledge about the internal organization. And another thing is job rotation. It reduces the boredom and fatigue and the repetition work, because if you're doing the same thing again and again without any break, without any change, so people become more bored and more demotivated. We call them monotony. Monotonous work will be there. As a result, the sometimes job rotation is really important to change the job time to time. Example, if the security guards, you can see in a company sometimes they have to change. For example, like a 2 hour to 2 hours, sometimes they're in a 12-hour shift, morning 6 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock. So it's very difficult to stay in a one place, right? So normally I have seen so many organizations, they change the duty points, sometimes 2 hour to 2 hours, sometimes 3 hour to 3 hour. So in the beginning, example, 6 to 8, you are in the front gate. And let's say 8 to 10, you are in the back gate, right? And then 10 to 12, you are in the reception area. Like that, you can change the place of the location of the duty location also time to time, because then you don't get any boredom or any like a fatigue or any kind of a monotony because of the same thing sitting in one place will be sometime it make kind of a like a not only boredom and fatigue, and also it make kind of like a health issues also, like professional diseases also can become as a result of that. Therefore, job rotation is really important. There are health benefits also there. It's always better for going for a change. It's always better to have kind of a job rotation like that. Example, subjects also you must change frequently. That's why 1 hour to 1 hour, like schools also sometimes they're changing your timetables. Okay, like all morning 8 to 9 o'clock you are learning business. 9 to 10 o'clock you are learning maths. And a small break also there. And then after that 10 to 11 o'clock you are learning science subjects. And then like that. So you can see there's job rotation, right? And in schools, you can see sometimes they are changing. University schools, some schools they are doing this. Like, for example, changing the rooms, changing the lecture halls, changing the classrooms also, because it's a physically also good and mentally also good, because sitting in a one place for a long time sometimes difficult and you feel bored. Therefore, you can see sometimes you also might be experiencing this. Sometimes you have a first period in the either, for example, secondary hall, fourth floor, and then you have to go to next term, second period for science, you have to go to science building, right? And you have to go to business, you have to come from another building like that. So building to building, you have to walk. Sometimes a little bit tired, but actually it's good for the body, good for a good exercise as well. So job rotation is a good. You can see so many places this is happening right now. So you can see the one way to make work more interesting is to allow employees to change jobs from time to time. Right? This will give the workers more variety and help to avoid feeling bored. This is called job rotation. In supermarket, job rotation might mean that staff switch between shelves filling, order picking, for online orders, trolley collection, customer services, and checkout. Job rotation should help motivate workers and provide a business with more flexibility. For example, if there is a rush of customers waiting to check out, some employees can be temporarily switched from shelving filling to operate the tills. This will avoid keeping customers waiting, and one possible disadvantage of this method is of motivation is that training costs will rise, and another is that benefits of specialization may be lost. So worker will be able to work in any job, anywhere in the organization. As advantage is increase the flexibility of the work also, because at any time, if anyone absent, if there's a more demand is there, so you can easily occupy that place and you can manage that area. There's a huge queue or something, you can quickly put another person and you can actually manage that demand in the customers also. So those are the benefits, and also job rotation will increase the knowledge of the worker because flexibility, uh, because of this worker will be able to work in at any workstation he prefer. It's a good for the mentality, also good because boredom will be gone and fatigue will be gone because you're not doing the same thing again and again in the entire life. You have different tasks. So it's increased the availability of the worker, the productivity of the organization also increased like that because of the flexibility on also. However, job rotation have their own limitations. For example, the motivation and training costs will be high because worker in order to train them in different jobs, you have to instructor, you have to put some kind of a training program initially. That's what I call like a bank management. You can see like a bank empty management trainees are there. They have to work in their first 6 months. Every department, marketing, HR, finance, treasury, all the department they have to work inside the organization. Then only they can actually get promotions and they can like be in the organizations. Entire 100% A to Z of the organization they should know. So you can see like training costs will be high as a result of that. And another thing is that the benefit of the specialization may be lost. The specialization benefit may go on as a result of that. That worker, if you're doing the something again and again, allocated, for example, if you're doing continuously online part, you will be specialized, you'll be like a master, like a professional, like a pro in the uh, area that you are following. So that specialization benefit will be gone because you are doing multiple tasks. You have to do like a multiple works at same time. Therefore, the specialization benefit will go on and you become like a generalist in the organization. You have general knowledge you have from all the things, but it's actually good. So organization need all rounders, not only specialists. We need a lot of organization right now expecting all rounders. You can see like in a cricket match also, like a cricket, the game of cricket. I think if you are listening to this video, you might heard about the cricket. It's very famous game. Cricket talks, there are specialization areas are there, but most of the cricketers right now they are all rounders. They can bat well, they can do the bowling and the fielding, batting, everything. All the departments they are very good. They have to excel very well in order to be selected for the national pool. Rather, that's a job rotation. So there are a couple of questions are there in the past papers also. So if you analyze the benefit of job rotation, so analyze the impacts of job rotation or something, the motivation. So especially this is an non-financial thing because there is no pay addition, no pay increment, same pay, but your workstation being changed time to time in order to get the reduce the boredom and fatigue and monotony. Right. Okay. We are going. I think you understood that concept, job rotation. We'll go to the next concept, job enrichment. Job enrichment. So job enrichment means Herzberg say that if jobs are more interesting, so workers could be do better, would be better motivated. That is actually you can see giving more responsibilities, more interesting works. Job enrichment. For example, let's say being a class teacher, right? A subject teacher. In addition to become a subject teacher, if you get a position as a class teacher, so not only that, sometimes the head of year, sometimes head of secondary, so sometimes a discipline committee, sometimes like that. So master in charge of game, some sport or some society. These are the job enrichment methods. So not only our job, sometimes you might have to handle sometimes other additional responsibilities also. Then it will motivate you. It will give some kind of like an extra motivation for yourself. You will feel okay, I'm a valuable person for this organization. I have jobs to do, I have tasks to complete. Then that job enrichment will help you to motivate you, because this is non-financial. Because all these tasks actually, actually there is no financial gain, but additional responsibility. Sometimes there might be small financial gains can be there. For example, if you take part some kind of a, let's say, if you become a master in charge of some society, they might have given some small allowance for you, but it's not that much like a mainly are doing it for the, not for the money, but for the prestige, for the recognition. If you become like a housemaster, you become like a sports something, you can see the students also like that. If right now if you are a student, imagine what happened when you're getting a prefectship, right? You are using like a different uniform sometimes. You are wearing a badge which others are not wearing. So you are become like a unique, you are different from others, right? For prefect selection. You can select that on the job enrichment. The studentship will be enriched with that other responsibility. Sometimes it might be the house captain, right? You might be the sometimes games captain. You might be sometimes the say society. Sometimes positions are there like president, secretary, treasurer. So many positions. So when you become some kind of like a taking part all that thing in addition to the studies, then it become like a kind of a motivation for you. There are in my life I have seen so many students like that who wearing so many badges in their uniform, and they're really proud about themselves because that prefectship plus everything they can handle. So they become like a very good for their studentship also. When they're leaving from the organization, so leaving certificate, they can add those things, the colors and certificates and badges and everything. So we really enrich time for them, having different responsibilities, then become a mere student. So you can have so many responsibilities and extracurricular activities you can add in your CV. Curriculum vita, we talk about in our recruitment part. So if you have these enrichment parts in your life, you can say you are not only a student. So at the student time, you can see during that time, I am the president of this society. I take part in MUN, United Nations, this society activities. I take part in the college basketball team. So I'm a, let's say basket. I'm the captain of the school cricket team. I'm the captain of the school netball team. Like that, you can add those titles in the CV, your curriculum vita at the end. No, so it's give kind of a, those are non-financial methods of motivation. So definitely, a lot of students are there, and a lot of same thing. Organization, if you get the staff, same thing. So they also like to have more responsibilities, more titles to their name. That's why a lot of organization they actually giving these opportunities to people, to the right people, to enrich their life. That's called job enrichment. So according to Herzberg, says that jobs were more interesting and workers would be better motivated. That's called the work itself. Herzberg motivated factor. The work itself interestingly. He identified job enrichment as a possible motivator in his two-factor theorem. So job enrichment means that jobs should be made more challenging and rewarding. Workers should be given tasks that require more responsibility and creativity if a business wants to motivate them. Job enrichment gives employees the opportunity to develop unused skills, and developing such skills and taking on more challenging tasks should make work more interesting. It might also encourage staff to aim for promotion, and they may feel valued. They may feel valued. In getting started, you can see in our page number 183, you can see that the case study, the Earning Care Home, the care home case study, used job enrichment to motivate the Joanna Jensen. She was bored and unfulfilled within her managerial post. So remember that there are two kind of employees were there. And that case study, they used kind of like a job enrichment thing. The managerial post was thinking about leaving us. However, her employers decided to make her job more interesting and challenging. And she was asked to organize monthly meetings with other care home managers in the group and report back to the senior management. She was also asked to design a formal induction program for the new recruits and present the group at the International Care Conference. This is an example of a job enrichment. You can see in our previous one page, page number 183, you can see this case study I'm talking about, the, the Herning Care Home. This case study, talk about that the Getting Started case study, the manager, the Joanna Jensen, right? She was very talented, but she was like she feel that she's not using her own like a full potential for a business. Therefore, she actually decided to leave the organization. She was getting bored with her job. But later on, what happened? Management identified that actually she's actually not enough, actually not challenge enough. So as a result, management decided to give her some kind of like a responsibilities like this, like organize monthly meetings and you have to give the report to the management. Second one, report to the senior management team after meeting. Design formal induction programs for new recruits and present the group by attending international care conference. Represent the group. So they are giving chance to go for international conference also. Right now, everything, all the conference happening online. So even you can see the United Nations recently have the human uh, rights conference also recently through online. So like that, so this kind of representations, arranging meetings, so delegation of works actually management. So decided to actually give that opportunities for the Jensen Joanna. So in order to motivate her. This is an example of a proper job enrichment. So you can find out this is a way worker will be must be enoughly, you can say must be challenged enoughly. Otherwise, they will demotivate. They will see, okay, I have studied that this much, my knowledge is like this, my experience is like this, but the organization still haven't taken the full out of me. They haven't used my knowledge. So I'm just this to like using my knowledge, not full potential. So as a result of that, they start demotivated. Therefore, you should identify this thing from the worker. Management must be smart enough to identify this kind of requirement of the worker. Because that's why you must give the right person the right position. Right? If you have a lot of qualification, the qualified worker, you must give some chances for them to actually testify their knowledge, okay, whether you can use this knowledge in our organization. Here we go, you can take this responsibility, you can make this happen, you can support our decision making process like that. So non-financially, sometimes worker will feel happy because they find that, okay, I feel valued by the organization. I feel proud about myself because they care about me, they care about my skills. They're given me a chance to actually prove my skills. So I should do my best for the organization. Like that, they're thinking like that. Their mentality will be good. Right? If you're not enough to challenge what happened, then they feel okay, I should find another job. This job is not actually enough. Actually, there's no challenge for this job. This job is too easy for me. But this job is too simply simple for my education qualification. Like that, they are thinking like that way, negatively. They are not enough challenged. Therefore, management must make sure that this kind of workers, especially, are there who are thinking that they are not enough challenged, and they should identify and give more extra responsibility for them because they motivate by getting more responsibilities. Okay, look at this case study, the Tata Steel case study. Tata Steel is a part of the giant Indian-based Tata Group. The company is committed to employee development and growth and uses a concept of the learning and development called 70-20-10. Tata believes that 70%, it's a nice word, 70-20-10. What is the meaning of that? 100% coming from 70-20-10. What is that? Tata believes that 70% of the learning and development takes place on 20% through coaching and guidance and 10% from the classroom. So you can see that's how they believe about the training and development. 70% coming from the place of job, right? Place and on the job training, 70%. 20% through the coaching and guidance. Coaching guidance means off job training, sometimes instructors. 10% coming from the classroom or courses, certificate, diplomas you completed, degree, university. Therefore, Tata uses range of methods to ensure that employees are trained, coached, and mentored in systematic manner. This approach helps workers to acquire the knowledge, skills, and attitudes required to do their jobs and to develop meaningful career path. So that's important training and development. You can see 70-20-10, 70% from the job, 20% from the coaching, 10% from the classroom. One method of the methods used by Tata is job rotation. Job rotation. This is used to help to avoid some of the dull repetitiveness of factory work. So monotony, right? Repetitiveness, like of dull repetitiveness. It is also used to re-equip staff with wide range of skills and provide them with more learning opportunities. Job rotation along with other working practices helps Tata to raise and retain the technical capabilities of staff in the business. This helps Tata to raise and retain the technical capabilities of staff in the business as well. Technical capabilities. Okay. The question one asking what is meant by the term job rotation. So job rotation, just we define it's a method that we are using in order time to time the workers are changing their job roles, changing the roles of the job. So it's the same thing. There's no financial gain, but they're using the method, change the working practices, to change the workstation time to time. As a result of that, worker will be able to give their better output for the organization. The monotony will be reduced. The monotony, the boredom, and everything will be reduced as a result of that. And second question they're asking, discuss the so active number. We are talking about the active number two, right? So the bonus means job rotation means this question. Job rotation involves training employees in a range of different tasks and then switching them from one task to another, switching them from one task to another over a period of time, perhaps a day or week, perhaps a day or a week. So it can be sometimes there are some banks are there, they are doing it like a no, like a sometimes 2 days to 2 days, or sometimes daily basis. It will be like that. So as a result of that, what happen? The boredom and everything will be reduced as a result of that. And look at the next part. They ask in discuss the importance, possible advantage of job rotation to the Tata Steel and its employees. Possible advantages of the Tata Steel, the job rotation, and everything. So I can share this answer with you. So they're asking the advantage of job rotation. You can see the Tata Steel will benefit from job rotation because workers will be better motivated. They are less likely to get bored. Therefore, they will be more productive. This will help to produce more output, leading to more revenue and higher profit. Look at the way they are describing BLT point. Benefit from job rotation is that because BLT point, because workers will be better motivated, as a result, they are less likely to get bored, and therefore they will be more productive. And this will lead to produce more output, leading to more revenue and higher profit. And you can see other one, employees will also benefit from job rotation. They will learn a much wide range of skills, for example, and this might make them more fulfilled and perhaps help them to develop a desirable career path. Help them to fulfill a desirable career path. You can see that's how organization has to be work on the like a Tata Steel and everything. So you can make a good job rotation and everything can make a desirable career path as a result of that. Because they learn so much of things, wide range of skills. A to Z of the organization they know because of job rotation, because they are working different location. If you work in supermarket, you can see like Walmart or Tesco, even Kiel supermarket, no problem. So they are giving to the trainees. They have to work everywhere, from the warehouse, from the cashier counters, from they have to, the stores everywhere. You have to fill in the all the cupboards, everything. So 100% entire organization you might get learn everything, wide range of skills, and this might make them more fulfilled in their working life and perhaps help to develop the desirable career path. Sometimes they can become entrepreneur also because they can find out their own advantages also. Okay, so the next session will be based on the autonomy and everything. I'm going to do more case studies and questions with you along with the autonomy. Autonomy is actually kind of an independence, giving kind of independence and freedom. We call job enlargement kind of a thing. So sometimes we call job enrichment. Some people call it like it's a vertical loading. Vertical loading. Organization will be given some different responsibilities at different levels, right? For a worker, vertical loading and that autonomy or job enlargement we call like a horizontal loading. So we'll talk about the autonomy in my next session. So today, to sum up the lesson, we talk about the mainly non-financial rewards. Talk about the why organizations use non-financial reward. There are 4 reasons. Because some people are motivated not by money, and some workers attach more import for non-financial, and some people are normal like they are working team, therefore no point of giving individual rewards. And finally, some of the motivation theories such as Maslow and Herzberg, always they're giving more priority and prominence for non-financial things. And also we talk about mainly two methods of motivation: job rotation and job enrichment. After we talk about the activity, the Tata Steel activity also, what the job enrichment and the job rotation works. Okay. From that, we'll wind up our this session. So then we'll see you again on the next my session about the extension part of that, the with more past paper questions and the question, and then case studies. We talk about the autonomy and other things in detail in my next session. So then we'll wind up our today's session. So thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.